Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this beautiful super moon in Cancer. Third, third day in January. And we are here for the very first reading of 2026. So, welcome aboard. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just getting everything set up. And so, thank you for your patience. A few buttons need to be pushed, and I am a singular person pushing all of the buttons. So many things are changing for us, really, aren't they? In the moments, in every moment, there is something new, some new challenge. And so I am excited to welcome you into the reading today. I have our deck selected. I'm going to be using the Wake Me Up Tarot for our deep dive readings because in this super moon in Cancer, things are very stirred up right now, and there are things surfacing that you're going to be able to step away. Full moon energy is all around detaching ourselves from things that are holding us back. And then as the new moons enter, there's a place for us to plant our new intentions. There's going to be 13 full moons this year in 2026, which means that we're going to be having a full moon in two full moons in May. And that's known as a blue moon, like once in a blue moon. So let me just get the ordering window set up for you. You can order your reading right here. Oopsie, sorry, a little bit. One thing that I'm working on this year is to eliminate as much procrastination and perfectionism as I. With that in mind, when things are not perfect here, as I set up these readings, normally in my past life, I would be nervous and upset about it. And so today, I am stepping into the new circle of calm acceptance of whatever happened. So, hi, Serena. Welcome. Serena's welcome. You're the first person here. So, I would absolutely, hi, Sandra. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you so much for being here today. Also, where's my full moon little deck? Oh, here it is. Our free card reading today and our little mini lesson for you is from the Moon Magic deck. Always have something for everyone during these readings. And starting off this new year, a couple new things we're changing and adding, but for the most part, some things will always be the same. And that is that you will learn something to support you and help you to have a new year this year than last year. Okay, so the first thing I have is to wood, and I'm just going to light it. I love using nature and some of the ancient traditions in this modern time just to remind us that life can be much more simple than we allow it if we allow it. So, as I take this Palo Santo wood and allow it to bless our reading today, and as the ancients believed that our desires, our prayers rise on the smoke into the heavenlies and then return to us in blessings that we need to open our eyes to see. And so I ask Spirit to guide our readings today, to help us be really honest with our, peer into our heart and see what we can let go of today in this very first reading of 2026 in this super full moon in Cancer. Okay, thank you. All right. So Sandra is here. Welcome. And Sandra, did you get your reading, your grief reading? I did have it sent to you, and I want to make sure that you received it. For those of you who are not aware, I do grief readings here for no charge because I find that when somebody has passed, when you're going through that kind of situation, it can be so devastating. It can freeze you in place. And in times like that, I'm a hospice volunteer and I've been with people when they passed away right at that very moment, as well as comforting their families. And so, yes, Sandra, do. And check in your spam folder also, because I did send it to you. I want to make sure that you got it. And if you didn't, then I will double check into that. So thank you, Sandra, for being here today. I know that you're going through it a little bit of a hard time. And sometimes when your parents do pass away, you feel a double-edged sword. On one hand, there is the loss of those wonderful family members and advisors, but there's also the opportunity to really be yourself with fearlessly. That's what happened to me when my parents both passed away in 2011 and 2012. There was a lot of emotion, of course, but it also helped me to step in to Catherine, without them being here, without needing to measure up or compare myself to anything that they hoped and dreamed for me. Once I processed, it ended up being really beneficial for me. So the second reading that we're doing today, it's $4.99, and it's called Believe in Your Own Magic, because each of us has a call, whether we are aware of it or not. And in order to really move in 2026 and pull yourself into the version of yourself that you want to be, it's important to shine a light on what you know. What is your own personal magic? And so that's the card we'll be drawing for $4.99. And I'm here for you if that's what you desire. And then the last deck we're using again is my uh, Wake Me Up Tarot. This will be for the deep dive. So this in this particular reading, I will be pulling 3 cards and a bonus card for you because I want to fill your cup this morning. What are some real action steps that you can take to walk into 2026? These readings are 1111. Okay. So as I add the link for registration here, it will take you instantly to my website where you will see a detailed archive of all of my readings, paid and free. And it's the place to register for your reading today. It'll take you right to the right spot. Okay. And we are off to the races here. Oh, I put it in there the wrong way. One more time. Laugh because as a perfectionist in recovery, I just don't like anybody register that. Let's try that. All right. First reading of the day, first reading of the new year. Sandra, you excited? You get to be the very first client of the new year. And yes, you guys do register. You are my beloved clients. I don't know where I'd be without you. You're at the top of the list of my gratitudes at the moment. So appreciate you. Anybody would like to have beautiful full moon peek into the moon magic deck? Is our free reading deck today. It's so easy to receive your reading. You simply go to Manifest Faster and I will read for you. Okay, so Sandra, what is the moon view today? Oop, thank you. Always love when the cards flip. And remember, Sandra, if you want to have a Believe in Your Own Magic card, it's $4.99. I'm happy to provide that for you. Just let me know, okay? Yes, the cards are. So let's take a look. So this is a waxing or a waning moon, and leave it to me to not remember which is which on which sign, or excuse me, full moon or new moon, what side it is. The fact is, this little glimpse of light. So I feel for you, Sandra. What's happening is after everything you've been through, especially in 2025 into 2024, there's been a lot of evil and changes, haven't there? But you're coming into the light. There's something happening right now where you're finding yourself maybe giggling when you weren't expecting it. You're sensing some lightheartedness, and it's such a relief because you really have been through a tunnel, huh? Now, if you, I'm going to add my email address here in a minute after I finish reading this card. Sandra, I do want you to write it down because if you did not receive your grief reading, I want to make sure that you get that. Okay, my friend? Let's see what your message. This couldn't be a better card for you, Sandra. Every day, in fact, let's put your hand right on your heart. Take a breath. Be aware of your chest moving while you're breathing. And anyone who's listening right now, you can piggyback with Sandra. Lay your hand on your chest and tell yourself these words. Repeat after me. Every day, I bring radical self love to my mind, body, and spirit. Take a deep breath. You know, Sandra, the most well known teachers of manifesting tell us that everything comes down to a decision. Everything comes down to a decision. And even though your mind has some clutter of repeated thought that are bringing your mood down and they are slowing down your healing, you can declutter your mind by what you listen to and what you say. So, filling your home with music and making that decision, even though I don't know how, I'm healing from all of this right now. Even though I don't know how, I am in the healing right. And if you can take a screenshot of this card, I would love for that for you because this is your first part of the new year. Every day, I bring radical to my mind, body, and spirit. How do we do that? Well, the easiest way is just gratitude. Seriously. Self love and gratitude go together like this because when you allow your mind to be grateful, it sweeps out a little bit of the clutter that's in there. And a little bit of sweeping every day makes a huge difference. Okay, Sandra, I hope that this card is a blessing for you. And for those of you who are listening along, I would love to draw you a card. The deck I'm using for our free cards today is the Moon Magic. And these are little tiny seeds that you can plant within your consciousness for the new year. In order to get your free reading, all you do is order right here. Okay, moving forward. Oh, I told you, Sandra, I was going to put my email address in here. It's super easy. It's patternbreakertarot@gmail.com. But after you check your email and check in there for your reading, it should come from the website. So if you don't get it, please email me and I will see to it that you receive your reading. For those of you who are just joining today, I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot because we all have patterns that we could do something about. Sometimes we feel so stuck in a pattern, we don't know how to get out of it. And I get that. So am a person who's had to learn to believe in my own magic. There have been a challenge or two in my lifetime, and during the most difficult challenges, I would always go through a period of kind of, well, for sure, darker feelings, for sure, feeling discouraged and depressed, and also hopeless. And then another thing that would happen, and maybe this happens to you, maybe you can relate, but I would start blaming people. I would be thinking in my mind, okay, who's put me into this tower? Who's responsible for the bad things that are going on in my life? And it's so easy as a human to start picking out people that have hurt your feelings. And so that was a stage I went through. And then through study and spiritual work and energy work, I began to realize slowly but surely that it is only I. It's only Catherine that can take responsibility and start to make some changes. So I needed to believe in my own magic. And that's why I'm here today, to spread the good news. So let me draw a demonstration card for you, and let's call it as a card for the collective today, for the collection of readings that I'm going to be doing. This is the main theme that Spirit has for us as we learn step by step how to believe in our own magic. And again, if you'd like me to read and believe in your own magic oracle, I would be happy to do it. It's only $4.99. Let's take a peek for the confidence. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck because it goes along perfectly with what I was just talking about. When you're in a transition where you used to blame others and you used to feel completely vulnerable and as if you were unprotected and that nobody cared for you, nobody cared about you. This carries a lot of the five energy on it, like the five of pentacles. Just the I'm going to say something. I don't want it to offend anybody. Okay, so please don't be offended. But some of us suffer from what I call EMS, and that's called poor me syndrome. Okay, poor me syndrome. Do you think you might have a little bit of poor me syndrome, some where it just feels like the whole world is against you? Well, that's how she feels. Look at how she's clutching her knees to her. She looks very worried. She's not relaxed. She's not in charge of where she's going because we can see she's on a train or a bus, probably a train, and she's heading somewhere. There is light coming into her world. You can see the light coming in behind her. And also, look at that red bag that she's carrying next to her with that. So, what this card suggests to me is that you who are listening to me right now, of course, I'm just noticing this card says 2, 3, which is five, right? So, I definitely feel that poor me energy here. So, for our collective today, we are going to be seeing the cards to lift us out of feeling sorry for ourselves. It is a common human condition, and you shouldn't feel nervous, upset, or embarrassed about it. The light here with the sun shining in, and notice the sun is shining in on my table today, is to say that we are fully loved in our doubt. Okay? We are fully loved in our doubt. And it's so important that you remember that because doubt is part of the human condition. And the only thing about it is it just slows everything down. Everything slows down, slow, because spirit let us get ahead where we're terrified of where we are. Once we learn the lessons of our past experiences, we're ready to move forward. So, believing in your own magic means learning how to relax, learning how to rest in the journey, and allow yourself to be swept along with spirit from adventure to adventure. This red bag to me suggests family of origin. So maybe you, my dear viewer, maybe you are in a time when you're moving away from your family of origin. You may be moving to a different country or to a different, you may be going off to school. You may be starting a new career. Could be any of a variety of things, but you're carrying with you deep love your family has for you, the deep love that your ancestors have for you. You are not just a floating being in the middle of nowhere, connected to nothing, even though you might feel that. For our readings today, if you are someone who can relate to the idea of feeling sorry for yourself now and then, you are in the right place and we can help you as we go through. We're going to have suggestions, affirmations that you can say, and we're going to draw from 3 different decks in order to equip you for 2026. So I'm so glad you're here. If you are glad that you're here too, let's just go to our little heart icon over in the side here. Oh dear, that has happened. Hold on a second. I might have a bit of an internet glitch, but I'm going to fix it. Um, So, blah, 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 and blah, and blah. Spirit always says blah, blah, when they are wanting us to not understand what's going on because we don't need to understand. We just need to relax and okay. So, confidence, it comes with time and patience. And once you decide, yes, I'm going to take care of myself, I'm going to practice confidence. I'm not going to allow or me syndrome to steal another moment of my joy. Here are a couple of affirmations. You can write them down and you can claim them. In even though I don't know how, I'm learning how to let go. Even though I know how, I am learning how to relax right now. Even though I don't know how, I am committing myself to self love. Okay. A beautiful card to start us off. Thank you, Spirit. I know that people who come to my channel, tend to be independent and to like to do things their way and not to want to be told what to do. They want to feel autonomous. And if that's you, you're in the right spot. Let me pop down here and add the ordering window one more time for you. And I want for you to experience the fullness of who you are. That's what we're here for today, to open up the eyes to see what we're capable of once we do stop feeling sorry for ourselves and we're able to go forward. Okay. So now I am going to welcome you. If you're new here, I'm Catherine. So glad you stopped. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. 3 readings available for you today. One is free. That's when I read from the Moon Magic deck. Draw you a card, costs you absolutely nothing. The second reading is hey, Leanne, welcome, my friend. The second reading is from the Believe in Your Own Magic deck, and that is a beautiful oracle deck that really helps you determine what it is, a personal block that might be holding you back from being your highest version of yourself. And then our third reading of the today's readings from the Wake Up Tarot. And I'm going to do a demonstration of the Wake Up Tarot because if you're somebody who's experienced some feeling sorry for yourself, some self pity, and you don't have to be embarrassed or afraid. If you're human, it's part of life. But we need to wake up. Is somebody else really causing our misery? Truly? Or is it a bad decision we may have made in the past that we're ready to detach? See, look at her red cheeks. I never once saw that until I looked at it today. Embarrassment. This deck completely resonates with me with embarrassment, where, oops, what did I do? Oops, what did I do? So I'm going to pull a tarot reading for the collective today to set the tone. And I'm sensing that being embarrassed, like something happened in 2025, it wasn't exactly what you were looking for, and it left you with a feeling of a little bit of that poor me syndrome. Again, PMS, it's what wants to be discussed today. First reading of 2026. This is my first live tarot reading of 2026. I'm so glad you're here to listen and watch. So, a little embarrassment. Something happening within the last year that was embarrassing. And what does Spirit have for us as we choose, we make that decision to go forward? So, I'm going to draw these two cards, and then I'm going to pull the card from the bottom of the deck, which is always quite valuable. It's what we're not seeing. And again, should you want to claim this reading, you can hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up allows you to enter the stream of this collective reading. And if you would prefer for me to draw tarot for you today, I would be happy to do it. It's just $11.11. And you can register for your free reading right here, or I'm sorry, for your tarot reading right here. Okay, so I'm feeling drawn. Normally I draw these two first, but it's different. It's a brand new year. Let's do it a brand new way. I'm going to pull what it is we're not seeing first. Nine of Wands. So there has been, so this could be connect. Oh dear. Pulling us into love, which makes sense to me because so many people come to me in love questions. They want to know, is so and so going to call me? Does so and so love me? Okay? Does so and so ghost me? Okay. When will I find love in the future? Will I find love in 2026? Right? Of these things tend to get our attention. And at the new year, the New Year's resolutions where we kind of look at ourselves and think, what can we do differently? So, what I'm sensing is somebody watching fell for somebody. There was a player played at his or her little self into your life recently, and they came in a blazing. They came in hot, charming, sophisticated, charismatic, swept you off your feet. Even though you might have had yellow flag warnings, even red flags in your spirit going, this person is nothing but trouble, guess what? You fell and you couldn't help it. It was so fun. Things were moving so fast. But before you knew it, it just dissolved. It changed. He or she became less available, and you were left in the dust as they sped away, going toward something. Okay, this is what you're not seeing. What you're not seeing is that, yes, you may have been sandbagged in the past. You may have been hoodwinked. You may have fallen victim to someone who was just not uh, resonant with your values. A lot of times when we fall for what we call a bad boy or a bad girl, or we fall for the wrong person, it's because it's exciting and our life is boring. Can you relate? Hit the thumbs up. If you can relate, join the energy of this reading. Join the energy, because if you have been somebody that has been deceived in the past, and they are not what you want them to be, only you can decide that. Okay, so now we have our tarot for clarity. If you are someone who has gotten involved with the wrong person in the past, how do we know that? What are the symptoms? Do you guys know about breadcrumbing? Have you ever heard of breadcrumbing? Okay. Breadcrumbing is where somebody gives you just enough attention to keep you interested, but then they disappear for even months at a time. Hey, Dominique, welcome. I believe I have seen you here before. This is it's a collective reading, so it is for general minute as I demonstrate. But there are 3 readings available for you today. One is the Moon Magic deck, where I will read one card for you that is a message from the moon energy for today. With the Cancer full moon in, excuse me, the full moon in Cancer and as a super moon, it's an opportunity for some personal choices. The second reading today is coming from Believe in Your Own Magic, where I will draw an oracle card to help you click into your main gift and skill that you can use in 2026 to believe in your own self. And then the third one is the tarot reading, where I will do a deep dive for you into a particular issue for 2026. So, depending what you need, I'm here for you. Okay, my friend? And then, so I'm back to the collective. So, in between the free readings or the ordered readings today, I'm going to be doing demonstrations of the all of the readings, mainly so that if you're only here for this moment and you are a member of the collective, you can receive this reading as if I was reading for you right now and you were sitting across from me at my table. To do that, just hit the thumbs up, and then thumbs up will click, excuse me, it will connect you to the energy. Okay, let's take a peek. Oh my goodness, the Empress. Lordy, 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 the Empress. This is who you are. Now, the gender does not matter, male or female, whatever you resonate with. The fact is, this is who you are. And I'm so glad I picked this one first. I every now and then, as I get drawn to do the cards differently, you have been hoodwinked. I kind of like that word. You've been captured. Your attention was captured by a player, a person who is not your forever partner. So if you are a person here and you're asking me, is this person coming back? I would say, hell no. Because this energy that's kept you, it's kept you occupied, it's held you in captivity because of the charisma and the lack of knowing, all that mystery. And quite frankly, some of us are kind of addicted to misery. I don't know why that is, but some of us are. But this is who you are. 2026, become your inner empress. Empress is the symbol, wishes fulfilled. It's the symbol of receiving what you truly desire. It's the symbol of getting serious and not allowing any dust and debris from your past to ruin your day. Okay. I love this deck. She is completely relaxed. Now, you guys, I just have to look over here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Wait, no, no, no. I'm so sorry, but find, oh, here it is. Look at the difference, you guys. This is so cool. This was the original I pulled from that Believe in Your Own Magic deck. And this was the card for the collective today. Look at how tense she looks. Look at how troubled she looks. And then look at the contrast here, right? Complete opposite. Same color. I mean, it could be her. This is the days that I fall in love more deeply every day with my work. It makes me feel emotional because as I tell every single one of my clients, you guys included, the cards do all the. I woke up this morning, I thought, you know what, I consulted with my guides. It's like, okay, what decks should I use? What should the theme be? And look at this. It's perfect for the collective. Not everybody wants a personal reading. Not everybody has the funds to buy a reading for themselves. But Spirit has promised me that these collective readings are just as effective. And I am so thrilled that I can stand here and, or excuse me, sit here and affirm this for you. Okay, notice the colors. They're all the same. Everything coordinates. So if we were to take this for January 3rd and this for December 31st, what a year is set up for you. And again, this is for the collective. If you can resonate, pop that thumbs up, join in this energy. It's a decision on your part. Do you have a higher result if you get personal cards drawn? I would say yes. And Murphy agrees. Because when cards are pulled directly for you, it just gives universe a chance to find an itch and scratch it, even though you might not know. You know, have you ever had a scratch in the middle of your back and you can't get to it? And you got to have one of those back scratchers. That's kind of what a deeper reading is. It's like something's bugging you, but you don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm sorry, I digress. This is so cool. So, this particular, it is a reading for the general, but what we're seeing is that when it comes to love for you guys, for someone, my viewers who are being disappointed by love, you were attracted to inappropriate energy for you. Does not match your values. Very flirty, very fun. When they show up, they're super exciting, but when they disappear, it's depressing. And so we need to figure out a way to operate during 2026 that allows you the greatest leverage and the greatest amount of joy and pleasure. I can't wait to look at what's behind this card. But I must tell you, this Wake Me Up deck is, I love it so much. I did find it from White Feather Tarot. If you guys have never watched White Feather Tarot, I love her so much. She's fabulous. And I always get deck envy when I watch her because I love her decks. And so that's what leads me here. Cut it out. Oh, goosebumps flowing all over my adorable body. I want to tell you guys, honest to goodness, again, I just have to show you, I do trust and believe that things that are going to be happening with my collective this year are going to knock everybody's socks off. I just have no doubt because of this particular reading. We started with this reading of where we are right now, lacking in confidence, fearful of going forward, perfectionistic, nervous, anxious. Our nervous systems are dysregulated. Okay. And then our resolution is this combination. The Fool is the card of a brand new beginning. Okay. I am so grateful for someone who is viewing me right now. If you have been struggling in a relationship, if you have been wondering, should I hang in there? The answer is hell no. 2026 is opening up with this energy, whoop, leaving the picture. And this energy, what you're wanting is possible. You just need to declutter your mind of anything that doesn't serve you. If you're still crushing on someone who's not giving you, excuse me, let me say it again. If you're crushing on someone who doesn't treat you like this, put them behind you. Step out. That spirit will catch you and gently place you on the road you need to be on. Okay. This is so exciting. I'm going to be doing lots and lots of readings this year on how to get out of our own way, how to declutter our minds, how do you evict someone from your heart who simply does not deserve to have it. They do not deserve a place in your mind or a place in your heart. Can you relate? This is so great. I'm excited. So, in order to pull it all together, I feel like I want to draw a moon magic card to close this because it is a reading for the collective. And I know some of you busy people, you just stop by here for a minute and then run on. And I so get that. And I absolutely appreciate how faithful you are to visit my channel when you see that I show up. Thank you. Please hit the thumbs up. It's so important when I listen to other readers and they take time to ask people to hit the thumbs up, and I think, oh, I roll my eyes and go, oi. So, but I do realize that it is important to remind you because some people don't even see the thumbs up. They don't realize it's there to support my channel and help my 2026 readings reach more people. So we're just going to go on. I have two people. Leanne, you are next. Oh my goodness, Leanne. Leanne, my darling, this could be your reading, but maybe not. Let me just go here. Look, okay, cards are not jumping. This is the card that ended up at the top, so I'm going to take it because once again, this particular card fits beautifully with our theme. And again, you guys, I could stop the reading right now. Should I stop right now, you guys? No, keep going. But I could. This news right now is all you need for the new year, 2026. Number one, got to figure out how to keep your nervous system regulated. If you're nervous, upset, anxious, unable to sleep, it shows that your mind is cluttered with unhelpful feelings, right? Unhelpful thoughts. It's so sure. Okay. And then we pulled the tarot, which was not connected except in spirit, where the tarot clearly directed me to do things differently because normally I don't look at this card first. But it is that breadcrumbing card. It's the card of being treated like the side piece. Ew, right? So what comes next is the Emperor, which is this beautiful expression of yes, yes, yes. The desires of your heart not only deserve to be fulfilled, but they will be. This is not the high priestess where it's all internal. No, this is the Empress, which is the manifestation of things in the real world, harvest time. And then also the Fool. The Fool is the card of a fresh start, the end of the rainstorm. Use the umbrella to float down into a new story and stay there. And then this is I am woman, hear me roar. I mean, like, this is nothing will stand in my way. Am successful. So let's flip it over. I will persist. My will is strong. Amen. I will persist. My will is strong. This is the word that this word needs. We put this here, right? She had enough courage to get on the flippin' train. She's on her way. You can tell by the way she's sitting that she's not exactly comfortable yet, but she's on her way. Okay. Wow. And wow, this is so fun, you guys. I am so grateful for the cards. I'm grateful for spirit, for every year of my tarot readings. And as I start off this brand new year, I think I'm nearing 25 years anniversary as a reader, nearing that. It's just so joyful to let me entertain you and teach you as we go along. Okay, let's see here. Leanne, I am moving to the UK for years for work in 2 weeks, and I also have red hair. Leanne, oh man, I just got flooded with goosebumps. Ah, holy smoke. That's just so exciting. Well, and I see you've signed up for a reading, so let me take a peek. Okay, and so, oh my, I can see why you said it kind of sounds like you. You're moving to the UK for 5 years of work. And so you're asking me about this person. Now, absorb this reading because in the full moon cards, this is what the moon magic is not necessarily a yes no reading. It's a reading. I like to look at them almost as direct messages. You know, it's like if you were to get a direct message from spirit right now and your phone would go beep and you turn to your phone and you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, universe is sending me a text. That's kind of how I look at these messages. So spirit knows, Leanne, spirit knows your situation. Quite obviously, that reading for the collective was pretty much for you, especially with the redhead. However, I know your heart, know the truth about your person. And so I'm trusting the moon magic cards to bring a message, that DM from spirit, a DM from spirit, lift you up and give you a personal message, that you would feel heard and known. Remember, Leanne, this is a super full moon. Super because the way it is on its orbit, the way the moon is on its orbit, it is closer to the Earth by degrees, very tiny, but the moon looks huge. Now we are not able to see it because it's rainy in Tennessee, and so I didn't get to see it in person. But the reason I'm saying that is because it is in the sign of Cancer. There is a lot of emotional potential for everyone when you can release something under this super full moon. It will be more, I say this, more efficient. Yes, more efficient and more sustainable. Okay, so if you need to put your person behind you, let's just say that it would behoove you to put this person behind you, you're going to know it. You're going to know it. So let's pull this card. Look, see that eye? And there's Murphy at alert. So I believe that between Murphy and this card, it's a wake up call. Okay, Leanne, wake up call. Open your eyes. Remember the name of the deck. This is so profound, Leanne. I'm excited for you with your 5 years in the UK, and then luckily because of the internet, you can continue to come for readings. But this is the Wake Me Up Tarot, and so wake up. You are worth so much more than sharing your man with it. And let me just clean that up a little for everyone, that you are, if you're not being treated well, you are worth. Do you want to be shared? Do you want to share your person with another person? What is it that keeps you in that illusion that the only way to be happy is to share your person? Okay, that's a deep question for you, isn't it? Let's see what the advice is. Hello, honest with myself and others. This, Leanne, this truly is. I mean, I'm kind of stunned at how much, as you've told me a bit of your story, this really is so for you, isn't it? I am honest with myself and others. So I am honest with myself. This is your call. This is your call for 2026. Okay. I am honest with my. Are you truly okay sharing your person? So, what I highly recommend for people, and I think you're going to, I believe Spirit is clearly answering your question here. But if you stand in front of the mirror and look yourself right in the eye and just simply say this, or some form of, I am 100% okay being someone who I'm sharing with another person. I am 100% okay not being prioritized. Now, if you're like some of my clients, when you try to say that to yourself, you won't be able to because it'll stick in your throat. You deserve someone who prioritizes you and treats you like the queen or king that you are. This is a message for the collective. Don't let anyone convince you that you are less than. What a fabulous reading. Okay, bye. I'm done now. I'm going off. I'm not going to do any more readings. I'm just kidding. But it was so fun. I love, oh, let me go back to see who's here. Leanne, Eric. Hey, Eric, welcome. Glad to see you. Yeah, so many times it's very true in my um, career that when I open up a live, many times there's at least two or three people that can resonate with any one reading. So I'm grateful for the cards, grateful for my guidance that had led me to do this theme of readings today. You are sure welcome, Leanne. And Leanne, I do have several readings in my gallery that are helpful for moving on in love. So be sure to take a peek at the menu and see if there's any other way that I can help you. If you would like to speak to me live, I do offer that service where you can book an appointment with me, or you can, sometimes I'm available where you can just click and call, and I'm right here right now. So if anyone who's listening, if you would like to speak to me live, you will find all of that information at Manifest. It's what I love to do more than just about everything, anything, is to make videos, private videos that would be exactly like you are seeing right here, my same setup, but all of the cards drawn for you, the added bonus of a set of energy tools so that you can declutter your own mind. The work that I do with tapping is very easy to do for yourself. Once you learn how, you can easily regulate your nervous system so that you can be more relaxed and more at your best. So, any of my recorded readings, you can expect a full package of cards and energy tools. And so, if you feel stuck and that you can't go through something, you really do need someone to hold your hand. I can hold your hand. I would love to do that. Okay, so please keep me in mind for your manifesting needs. Okay, moving forward. I need. All right, let me just add my ordering link in here. I am experiencing some difficulties today with my tech, so thank you guys for being patient. We'll go over here to Charlotte. Welcome back, Charlotte. I'm glad to see you here. Let me just, okay, Charlotte. Okay, so Miss Charlotte. Yes, I know. I'm Dominate. I'm just reading. Yeah, I remember because you had a private reading, right? I think that we did a grief reading for you, maybe. There's so many people and I get confused, so forgive. But I'm just sensing that was a very powerful reading that came along. Um, but and I'm just talking to myself. This is one of the things when you live alone, you start talking to yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, if I lived with somebody, they would wonder, where is she? Okay, so let's Charlotte. Charlotte, I don't see a particular question. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my Moon Magic. Remember, to receive your reading is so easy. All you have to do is register at my website. It does have all of my readings. Some are for, there's one, I think, I have one for free in there, and that is for anyone who has grief that's in their life. Their grief is something that can interrupt your life desperately. I am a hospice volunteer. I worked at the pet cemetery in San Diego and I ran a grief group there. And it really was meaningful for me. And I know that grief is a tool that the universe uses to help us mature and to help us understand the value of our lives. But also, it's so hard to go through. So, there is a free grief reading available. And then, anybody who wants to order a reading today, it's that same link. Rick, where are you from? Florida, Caribbean, or New York City? Me personally, I am from the Midwest. I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to New York City, and I've been to Florida. But I'm from the Midwest. I went out and lived on the West Coast for a long time and lived in Mexico for nearly 4 years, which was just such a treat. Lived in a very rural area, not near any resorts, and it was fantastic. And now I'm in Tennessee, middle of the US. My son lives, so I get to live close to him. And so Charlotte, what does the moon magic? Oh, there it is. Ooh, Charlotte. Very interesting. Looking for love, Charlotte? It does look, when I look at this card, it's an unusual posture that the couple is in. And it is showing one person leaning heavily on the other person. And so as I look at this, the very first thing that strikes me is this flock of birds. So the birds remind me of crows, and the crows are symbolic in my tarot understanding as a sign of the swords, which is the thoughts. Now, notice how my mind played leapfrog all around this card because this is looking, oh, oh yeah, midnight rain. Look, girl. I kind of was trying to put together two and two, trying to remember our work because you were here for a reading the other day. But yes, this is okay. So this is good. Thank you for telling me you're looking for love because now I understand the card better. So this flock, see the flock of crows, they're all kind of circling in one place. They're not flying forward. So that is my symbol for when your mind is cluttered with your old experiences with love, where your mind right now is like packed like a closet full of things you don't need. And I often talk about how we can hoard our hurt feelings inadvertently. We don't mean to do it. I mean, the things that hurt us in the past were awful, and we don't want to be connected to them. But sometimes the experiences can stay locked away in your imagination. You can be so sad, hurt, or angry about the past still that your mind is cluttered with those thoughts. Now, here's a test for you, Charlotte. Okay? Take a breath and let yourself think about one of your more disappointing love experiences. Okay, could have been in a breakup, or it could have been when you were ghosted. It could have been when somebody teased you or was sarcastic, something like that. And hold it in your mind and think about it for a second. And when you think about that memory, is there any intensity left on it? When it happened, it hurt your feelings and it was a sting. Now, this time later, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much sting is left? Okay. If you feel a sting from something that happened more than a year ago, that is a sign that your mind is tangled and it's full of hurt feelings. So because of that, when you attract someone, it's not even. It's not two humans standing straight and tall, sure of themselves, sure that they forgave all the BS from the past and that they're ready to start a new love. They're leaning. If this person lets go, that person's falling over. Right? So, this energy, I don't even need to turn it over, but I will. This is a call for you to do a little bit of an audit, Charlotte. Write down the names of all of the people who have disappointed you in love. And it could be the universe. No kidding. Because some people approach me, they've never had a date, they've never fallen in love. And so their tangled and cluttered mind is all about not being good enough. So sometimes universe is seemingly the person, the thing, the idea that needs to shift. So that may be painful for you. But write down the names of the people that have disappointed you and just check it out. When you think of their name on a scale of 1 to 10, with 0 being completely done, I don't feel anything. They're just a bleep on the radar of life. They're gone. That's a 1. And a 10 is, ow, cringe, sting. And if you're feeling a 10 or about, then you need to do some work before you decide you want to be in love. Otherwise, guess what? Otherwise, if you don't clean up your vibration from what it is that troubled you in the past, you are going to attract this energy. You will attract someone who's quick, comes and goes in a hurry, flirty and fun, not sustainable. And if that's what you want, great. Charlotte, I have a feeling that you want something lasting. Take a peek. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. Can you believe that, Charlotte? It doesn't have anything about being a couple. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. What that says to me, Charlotte, is that you have been the figure on the left, that the people you've attracted so far have always leaned so hard on you, you eventually couldn't take it. You deserve so much more. You deserve to be with someone who can stand on their own 2 feet. If there's anything that I can do to help you, I would love it. Learning how to tap, learning how to forgive those old stories, learning how to restore your personal magnetism so that you can walk fearlessly, learning how to declutter your mind so that you're truly ready for a new partner. All of those things, what I do here with my work. And if there's something I can help you with, let me know. Take a look at the gallery of readings, recorded readings, because I do have a reading for people who wonder, am I ready for love? Okay. And that might be really helpful for you just to get some clarity. Now, if you want more clarity today, I can draw cards for you. It's $11.11, Charlotte, and I'd be happy to pull you live cards right now from the Wake Me Up deck. If that would help you, I'm delighted to do it. Okay, let's wake up together. All right. What a powerful reading. I recently said, I know, right? Right, Midnight Rain. I love that. Thank you so much for the confirmation. As I say to my clients every time I read, the cards do all the work. They really do. And whatever decks, and I have well over 100 decks in my collection, and so each reading's different, and allowing spirit to draw the right people to the right cards is something I am so tickled to undertake when I do my readings. Okay, it's interesting that I just said the word undertake. I don't take anything for granted in the readings. And undertake, there is a name for somebody that is a worker in the death industry, like a funeral worker or an undertaker. That's one of the names for a funeral director, a grave digger, undertaker. So I haven't thought of that word in years, undertaker, but it came to me right now as I was closing your reading, Charlotte, because we do have to dig up and rebury. It's like the carcass that is our old disappointments in our love life. Sorry to be so graphic, I can't help it. The carcass of our old way of doing things needs to be dug up and reburied under spirit, right? So we undertake this experience, we take it on, we dig up that carcass of old beliefs and thoughts, and we remove it and put it under the spirit's working, put it on his workshop, his or her, whatever you want to think of as the divine. So that when you open this portal of love for your future, that you're walking through fresh without having any tangled cluttered thinking in your mind. Imagine if your mind could be so clear, like a clear blue sky, and you're welcoming new partners, new friends, new careers. What is it you're wanting without the clutter? So let merging forward. If anybody would like a reading, if you're visiting here today, it's good to have you. I'm Catherine. It is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we are all about helping people break the patterns of what's holding them back. This is the first reading, my first live stream of 2026. And I'm so glad to be here today because it's a precious time when we measure what did we do last year? What do we want to accomplish? What needs to change? So I'm going to use my Oracle deck for today, which is Believe in Your Own Magic. And for those of you who have been watching for a little bit, you can tell that when it comes to a reading for the collective, it really has been hitting hard. So it's not necessary for you to register for a free reading. However, if you'd like one, I'm here for you. Free readings today are from the Moon Magic. And I'd like to say it's like a direct message from the universe, directly from me to you, from spirit through me to you. The moon has a message. If you would like one, I would love to read. I've only had 3 people today so far, and I know I have a lot of viewers, so don't be shy. Let me pull a card for you. Manifestfaster.com. Now, believe in your own magic. The reason that I selected that particular card deck for today is because this supermoon, it's a wolf moon, which I love, the spirit animal, but it's about being able to create a plan for ourselves where we can put our dysregulated, anxious, nervous self into a more comfortable environment. Instead of believing that life is hard and everything's always not working out for you, the purpose of today's reading is to help you realize that once you start believing in your own magic and what you're capable of, everything changes. The trouble is, often it doesn't change in the direction that you're anticipating. And sometimes we can be control freaks and say, no, no, no. I only want love one way. I only want money one way. I want everything this particular way. And the universe is over here knocking on the door. Hello, anybody home? Hello, because there's something coming for you that you can't see because you're so busy stewing about your old stuff. So, that being said, let me sip a cup of, not a whole, let me sip my tea, you a card. Mm, yummy. Okay, so if you would like me to draw a card for you personally from the Believe in Magic deck, I'm happy to do it. It's just $4.99. Price to buy. So purchase yourself a $4.99 reading and I'll draw you a card. Meanwhile, for the collective, let's take a peek at what magic you can believe in for 2026. And thanks again for being here with me. Okay. Morning. Oh, this is perfect. 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 This is perfect. The world awaits you. The world awaits you. Believe in yourself. If you have been through some things in 2026 that broke your heart, that demanded that you change in ways you didn't want to change, this is a promise for you coming into 2026. 4 is the number of stability. And so I look at this number 40 and I see 4 times 10, 10x. You have been through so much crushing life circumstances, many life circumstances. It feels like you're not even living in the same world. I say that is because look at this out her window, it's under the sea. Right? She is in such a foreign environment. I mean, we don't wake up in our bed and have an open window and be under the sea. So something is way out of here. Look at her face. She's calm. She's enjoying her sleep, her dreams, stretching gently before she gets up. I love the polka dots. The polka dots are a reminder, a symbol of playfulness and a return to childlike joy. Whenever you see polka dots, I love polka dots. I'm 73, I'm a grandmother, and I love polka dots. They make me really happy. And sometimes I want to buy clothing with polka dots on it, and it'll be the wrong size. I'm so disappointed. However, you can always purchase a polka dot something. I've got something on my pillow. I mean, excuse me, something on my bed. Hang on, let me just get this because I'm going to show you. It's every now and then I should get up and walk around. Or my little body. Okay. I do love to thrift. I, I love going into random thrift stores just love it. I love it because I love nice things. I love pretty things, but I don't want to pay full price for anything. So I was in there at my thrift store near me and I found this pillow. I'm sorry it's so giant, but it's because of it's not that giant. It's my camera. But I found this polka dot pillow. Well, of course. And plus my bed ensemble is black and white. So I thought, oh, this is too perfect. Well, look what I found when I turned it over. Okay, I'm gonna slide it up here. When I turned the pillow over, it says magic. Well, I'm sorry this is so big, but I just wanted to show you guys. This brings me so much joy. I mean, it's not as good as a trip around the world in a beautiful cruise ship, I'm not going to lie, but it's just when I walk by and see it, it makes me smile. I believe in magic. Truly, I do. I believe that when we learn how to declutter our minds, and that's doable with tapping, super easy, declutter your mind, let your mind be available for new thoughts, new ideas about what's possible for you. Let your mind be filled with the idea that you're not meant to swim in a sea of misery for your whole life, that bad things happen. But when our mind becomes clear and flows, we can welcome in wonderful new friends, new people, new opportunities, and a new sense of love for yourself. Okay. So, this is such a perfect card for the collective. It's perfect for our year. This first reading for the collective in 2026 is just turning out to be fabulous because we do need to take responsibility for our own minds. Can you relate? Do you have clutter in your mind from past relationships? Let me know because it is something that is common when we're hurt. I think part of it, yes, thank you, friends, that part of it is that hurt feelings, when we do hoard them, when we keep our hurt feelings alive in our imagination, we have safety. And you think, what? What do you mean safety? Well, it's because look, she's sleeping alone, right? Our fears can keep us from our highest good. Because if we worry or are anxious because we think someone will hurt us again, guess what? We're going to attract someone that's going to hurt us again. But we can take responsibility for the clutter in our own minds. If you can relate, put your hand on your heart right now. Take a breath and appreciate yourself for just all hardship that you've gone through. It has been difficult. It has been extremely difficult. And Spirit knows that. Spirit knows that you feel like you don't even belong in the world you're living in. There is a world awaiting you. There are friends, situations, circumstances, and financial opportunities are waiting for you. Morning. It's the morning of the new year as we start January 3rd. And you make a decision and you make a commitment to yourself that you will find a way to keep that mind decluttered. Regular decluttering once a month. Let me sweep through for you. Super easy. Okay. Because when you have the right helpers to support you, the world is your oyster. Okay. What a beautiful card. Don't you love my deck? I love the deck. Hi, Serenes. Welcome. Yes, now in order to receive your free reading, and we have dominate. I do, I work, I know that I have mediumship as part of what I do because when I do cards for people who have passed away loved ones, I feel that there is a connection there. I've had some experiences with people in death and dying. I was with my mom when she passed away. I was holding her hand, and so I'm a double Scorpio. And even though I would not, I don't put out a service of mediumship. I know that's part of what Spirit's calling me for, and probably I'll be doing more of that in 2026. And so if you want to dominate, so sorry that you are going through all of that. I'm very happy that you're here. And so when that moment comes in 30 minutes, I think the very best thing for you would be just to pay particular attention to what cards come at that very moment. And you can trust that that will be for you as well as for the collective. If you would like for me to draw a card particularly for you, I'm able to do that. It's just, again, it's blah, 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 the single card is 4.99 and the tarot read is 11.11, and so do take advantage of that if you wish. But what you're going to want to do is to hold on. If you want me to pull a card particularly for Dylan, make sure you register. Okay. Thank you, darling. Okay. And sureness, I sure will. Right now, that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you for reminding me. I'm doing direct messages from the moon and from spirit today with the moon magic deck. All you need to do is to register, and I'm here for you. Okay. And so while I'm waiting for the next reading, and I'm, yes, what you can do, Dominate, is you can go ahead and register for your reading. And then it's registered. And then when you're ready for me to do the reading, I can do it. I can watch your timing, or you can register in 30 minutes, whatever is perfect for you. What a great idea. Okay, so let's pull out our tarot today. Welcome, you guys. I know several of you just joined me right now, and so I appreciate you. Thank you. I know that scrolling is a way of life for so many people, and something about this headline drop drew you to me, and you may never have been here before. I'm Catherine. It's Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we're all about decluttering our minds, finding the patterns that are holding us captive and holding us away from our highest good, because spirit has so much more for us than we know for our. We as humans, we are underachievers. We don't understand what we're capable of. Many of us grew up in families where the families were not able to support us in the ways we needed. Some of us were so different, so unusual. Hey, Courtney, how come you came in when I said so unusual? But some of us, it's, yes, it is sureness, the free reading. I will pull you a direct message from the moon for free. And then there are two other readings, one for 4.99 and one for $11.11, that will offer you more details. And these cards have been red hot. I'm using the Wake Me Up Tarot, which has become a new favorite of mine. I learned about it from my friend Reem over at White Feather Tarot, and I just love her so much. If you guys want a treat, this woman is the real deal. I highly recommend her. And I always have deck envy when I go to her channel because she has the best collection ever. And what I pulled, I didn't realize it, Courtney. I didn't realize it when I drew this. I mean, in the morning, I think, well, what deck should I use? But the whole theme of today has been kind of about being embarrassed about 2025, or about our, where we've made decisions where we didn't decide in our own best interest. You know what I mean? Where we agree to be dating someone we know is not right. We're working for someone that's taking advantage of us. We're letting our family members use and abuse us because we don't have the tools to stand up for ourselves. And so there's some things we blame ourselves. We blame. I also see she's got purple over her eye. And it's like we give ourselves a black eye because we're always so angry with ourselves. Oh, you screwed up again. Oh, look what you did. Look at what you did. And when you have that kind of clutter in your mind, everything comes to a standstill. So I'm going to do a demonstration right now on this idea of how can we live clear? How can we declutter our minds and open up 2026 to really make some progress? Okay. So if you want to have this personal reading, be sure to register. Let me add the registration one more time. It's absolutely free of charge to receive a direct message. I love that idea. These are not like yes, no messages today. They're more about just as spirit would tune in to your overall energy and then give you some moral support. Okay, so let me just add my link here for you guys so that you can register easily. And then let's do a collective reading. So if you're here right now, stop. Don't run away from this reading. This is what you need to hear right now in this supermoon energy. What does spirit have for you? So you really can advance in 2026. Okay, so I'll draw two cards. And again, if you would love a 3-card reading with a bonus, I would be delighted to read cards for you. Just $11.11. Let me know. And then I always like to use the card at the bottom of the deck. This is what we're not seeing. So let's take a look. Hold your intention within. What is it that you're wanting? What do you desire to know from spirit today when it comes to what you can release? How you can detangle those thoughts from that cluttered mind. That's what we're after. First card, the death card. So some people, when they get the death card, they're all worried. Oh, it's the death card. Ah! And I always am the quickest to say no panicking because what we have here is this, and moths, like butterflies, come out of a cocoon. Okay. So, what I'm seeing for you guys, remember the death is always a transition. Of course, if your human body dies, you transition and go somewhere else. And again, if you're looking with a dominate, with the energy that you're looking at here, this is the faith that we have when one of our loved ones leaves our presence. I feel 100% sure that there's life after death. I don't know what it is. I was raised Catholic. I spent 20 years in born again Christianity. And I've spent nearly 20 years doing this work at this point. And so I understand spirit in a broader way than I did when I was more religious. But what I know for sure is that this idea of transitioning into a new form of yourself. And honestly, when I look at our theme for today about just getting decluttered, if we had the skill to declutter our minds so completely that we would be at 100% peace with the players of our life, right? Now, what that is what that we're in. That's what you're being called to as a human. It's almost as if you look at it this way, that every December you kind of crawl into a new cocoon. And then when the new year comes, you're birthed again into something new. And so I look at this black hole there as that portal, like the window out of the cocoon. And I look at this fabric that she's shedding and the orange, the beautiful colors of it. Orange is about that sacral chakra, about creativity that she is launching through that portal into the new year. And that we do have to let the things that don't serve us anymore, we do need to let those pass. If your imagination is filled with the painful experiences of your past, if you're not sleeping at night, there are techniques you can use, energy tools that will help you shed the skin, shed the cocoon, so that you can launch yourself into a better life for yourself. 1 plus 3 is 4, which is stability. Remember that caterpillars feel very stable as caterpillars. They're wandering around being caterpillars and they're crawling on leaves and eating the leaves, and they have no ill will towards not being a caterpillar. They're very content to be a caterpillar, but the end comes. They cannot keep living just as a fat little caterpillar. They have to transition. There's no stalling. As humans, I think that we can stall a little bit because we kind of believe that we're indestructible and that anything, anything good that could happen will happen. And that's understandable. But the truth is, I'm 73 and I have transitioned in so many ways over time and done a gazillion different interesting things, careers. I mean, one of my favorite careers was working in the pet cemetery. I mean, I loved working there. I loved creating the funerals and making up the bulletins and helping the pet owners grieve their pet. I mean, not everybody would enjoy that. I did. And then I also taught golf. I mean, two completely different careers, right? And now I'm a tarot reader, and it just keeps getting better and better. I've learned over time. I have to let old things die away. You must release the past. You must release your tangled, cluttered mind and let it get cleaned up. Can you relate, you guys? If you can, hit the thumbs up for me, would you? It helps me so much, and I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the reading, that's how you can support me. Let's take a look at this next card. Ten of Wands. Look at that. I love that card. I love this card. Look at what's happening. He is carrying so many things. Gender does not matter. He's carrying so many things he can't see where he's going. It's what you're not seeing, right? I can't wait to see this card. But he can't see where he's going at all. So, what's happening? He's losing some important information. He's sweating up a storm, the anxiety, the rush. So, Spirit is calling you clearly. It's only the third day of January. Many 362 days to work on this. Is that right? I do my math right. To really transition, learn how to declutter that mind so that you're ready for change all of the time. When we're a little tiny human, less than a year old, and bad stuff happens, we wail and cry with gusto. We lay on the floor and our bodies get tense and we squeal and scream. There's nothing like a full blown cry in an infant. It takes up their whole body. That's the way emotions are supposed to flow through us. They're supposed to flow. We're not supposed to hoard them. We're not supposed to save our hurtful memories for some odd reason. And so that's what this is all about right now, today. What can you let go of? What's been troubling you? Are you troubled about some people in your family? Are you worried about the world? Does the political system bother you? All of these things you can decide are not important enough to take up your time and energy. They're not. You need to address what is holding you back. If you're wanting love, a career change, a change in your finances, what can you shed right now that is holding you back? Let's take a look at this last card, bottom of the deck, what you're not seeing. King of Wands. Okay, let's just take a peek here. How opposite are these energies, you guys? This is why we want to learn to declutter, because there is the potential. This figure is like what they say working in the mail room, where they're just a almost like a, how can I say, like the lowest employee of a company, somebody that wants to get to the golden door. They want to be successful, but all they're doing is the grunt work. They're being submissive to the bosses on the job. They're running, 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 running. What you're not seeing is all the hard work will pull together. Hard work will pay off, and you will be lifted up. Some of you are do have star quality. There's some people watching me, and you are a content provider or some sort of, you may be in the entertainment industry, you may be an artist, or you may be a teacher, speaker, writer. And right now, you're going through a lot of the preparation for your future. Clutter can be in the way, obviously, right? This isn't even smart, is it? To work this way where you can't even see. I guess I see right here, there's a little hole between the boxes. So maybe that's what he put there. So he thought he could see. But the reality is that this is a beautiful story arc because as you look honestly what's going on and how burdened you are and how out of sight your highest good is. What are you wanting? What do you want most of all in 2026? What do you want most of all? What can you do today? What kind of commitment in this energy of Cancer? Release yourself from any failures that you think you've had, because failures are only experiences. They're not failures, they're experiences that you have had on your way from here to there. Okay. But there is so much potential. You stepping into this place of fulfillment is doable, achievable, and desirable. Let yourself be in the spotlight. Step into decluttering. Being aware that your mind is hoarding a bunch of hurt feelings is step one, right? And step two is what the heck can I do about it and help you? Tapping has changed my life completely. I use the work of Neville Goddard. I write scripts for people. I help formulate ideas about how spirit is moving and what your future could open up to. There's a great variety of services available in my gallery of services on my website, so be sure to take a peek. Moving forward, Courtney stepping up for a reading. Fabulous. Let me just see here. Hold on. To the right page. Courtney. Okay. See a spirit is full moon. Okay, perfect. So, Courtney, I love that. I'm feeling pretty connected to my own path and inner world. I would love to see what spirit and this full moon wants me to know about my outer world. Isn't that the truth, Courtney? Where our inner world is a place, it's most important. If you're a manifester, I assume you are, and that you have been working through your relationship with spirit and working with what you know to be your gifts and talents. And even the fact that you're feeling confident in your inner world is a beautiful thing. But what is it we need to know to walk into the outer world and keep our balance, right? Keep our equilibrium. Know how much time to spend in the outer world before you need to dive deep back into the inner world to refresh yourself, like hitting the reset button, right? Does spirit have Courtney? Anybody else who's desiring a reading, I am here for you. All you need to do is click manifestfaster.com and I will pick you this card. See that little orange card? It's gotten my attention twice. Ah, look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? I would say, Courtney, that this really does it illustrates what you wrote to me. I can feel that contentment with your inner self and that connection with the light, right? Isn't that cool? Look at that. It's just I don't know if you meditate or you do yoga. Either of those two things, of course, are helpful for keeping us in connection with the divine. We're 24/7, right? Best we can. And really just enjoying this sense of personal freedom here. Take a breath. And it does suggest sunset to me, although it could be sunrise because sunrise is just as glorious. But I'm just feeling like sunset here that there has been something, Courtney, that you have needed to let go of in the past. There's been a change, a transition. And even though it was not easy for you, that you have. It's like spirit has so gently and kindly opened your eyes so that you could see what it is that you could release. And once you realized it, you did have this incredible feeling of joy and contentment with your inner life. I invite peace within myself. I ripple this out. So, this goes exactly with what you said. You have an open invitation to flow in peace within yourself. So, your challenge is right, ripple this outwards. Right? What are your action steps where you're going to walk out into the world and allow your presence to be the pebble in their pond? I had an experience exactly like this yesterday. So I want to tell you about it because I am introverted. Yesterday was International Introverts Day, which cracked me up. I almost came on and did a about it because I tend to be introverted, but I'm situationally introverted because when I'm confident, I'm more outgoing. But when I feel at all uncomfortable, I go right within myself and I kind of hide out. So I have been thinking about doing some volunteer work at a place near me that's called Helping Hand. And it just is a very low cost thrift store, as well as they have a food kitchen and they feed people who are homeless and in other ways really suffering. And so I didn't know about the volunteering or what it would entail, but I spoke to a lady in there and she said, we have a constant need for volunteers. You don't need to schedule yourself, you can just show up. Well, Courtney, that was like right up my alley because I have a very flexible schedule. I never know exactly where I'm going to be, what I want to do, but I could walk in there any day that they're open and I could work for an hour. And what the work is so simple. For 2 hours, I simply unloaded bags and hung up the clothes on the rack. That's it. And I was so content. There was no failure. How many times do you pick up a task and you can't, there's a risk you could screw it up? Well, there's no screwing up in this. Hanging things on a hanger, a monkey could do it, right? But the reality is that it was me and I was Catherine, the vessel of spirit, right? Because my voice, you guys come back again and again. Thank you for that. There's something about what happens around me that tends to cheer people up. And that's been true since I was a little girl. Excuse me. And so I greeted a few people, one lady in there, another volunteer. I asked her, how did you come to be volunteering at Helping Hand? And she said, homelessness. And it's just such a kick in the teeth, isn't it? Because I have a home, a nice little home. And so I felt that in my heart. And I just said, I didn't know what to say, but then I just said, isn't it wonderful? Isn't Helping Hand such a wonderful place? And then she went on about how much she loves it there and how helpful they are. And so I carried spirit into that place and it rippled out of me. I was a pebble in the pond of Helping Hand. And I didn't talk to many people, just in a friendly way. I asked questions and I hung up those clothes. It was so I enjoyed it. So I'm saying that to you, Courtney, because I feel like if you're like me and you feel a certain degree of comfort in your own company, I enjoy my own company, but quite frankly, I do spend probably too much time alone with my dog. I'm so contented and I love my life, but I feel like there's something missing a tiny bit. And so this was a way for me to be with humans in a completely new way, completely new, recognizing how my presence could make a difference without reading cards or without doing other things. It was simply my body there, hanging up these clothes, posing the energy of me that just felt so part of something bigger than me. So, Courtney, I'm saying this to you because I believe 2026 is all about fresh starts and new beginnings in a major way. If you weren't here for the very first reading today, you may want to go back and take a look at it, Courtney. I did a reading for the collective probably about 7 minutes in, and this was the card that came up for the collective today. And so that reading in the beginning is really juicy because we are those of us who are called to be better than we were last year. You wouldn't be watching me if you weren't hungry for something, right? Maybe it's love, maybe it's money, maybe it's friends. But the reality is birds of a feather flock together. And those of you who have visited me many times over 2025, biggest hug. If you're new here today, big hug to you for joining me. I am excited because I know spirit loves us and I know that no matter what we do, spirit is still loving us. Okay? So is I hope that that's good, Courtney. Oh, good. I'm glad. I am so glad that you can relate because I do feel that this is a time, 2026, in ways that we don't understand. And 2026 does add up to the number one, which is, I don't know numer. I know just enough about the esoteric arts to be dangerous. I always say that because I'm not an expert in those areas, but I do know that 2 + 2 + 6 equals 10, which 1 + 0 equals 1. And so maybe that's part of why I feel this intensity of mm, doing something to declutter the mind so that we can step into a fresh new start right now, right here. Also, I noticed these two eyes look like the number one. I'm just getting kind of slammed with this, Courtney. So for you personally, take it in as you write your action plans for 2026. Where can you launch yourself? What is something you've been putting off? What is something that you've neglected or that you think you're not ready for? Use those questions, and I think you'll have an interesting self inquiry. Okay, very nice. Thank you. I'll just let you take a peek at that card again. It's so pretty, isn't it? And I am drawn to the yellows and the reds and the oranges here. Now, that's our three lowest chakras. So I do feel like there's a lot of foundational work you're going to be doing, where you're going to be stepping out beyond the expectations of what your family has held for you over time. And you're going to be developing the courage to really step out and do some different sorts of things than you've ever done before. In fact, that's one last tip I have for you, Courtney, and for anybody else that's listening right now. Be mindful of invitations when people, especially for the month of January, just using that, just coming from my spirit, that through this month of January, I do want you to watch for invitations, and especially if somebody asks you to do something that's new for you, where you ordinarily would have said, "Oh no, that's not for me," that you say yes. Could be rock climbing, could be dance classes, could be an art class, but there's something coming your way, and your urge is going to be say no and don't do it. Don't do it. Say yes. Have an adventure. Do something new. Okay, so anybody else, if you would like a free reading, so easy. All you have to do is just click manifestfaster.com and I am happy to serve you. I am here with three types of readings. I do free readings for people who are going through grief, where something is happening that has broken their heart. They are feeling very vulnerable. They don't feel like themselves. And they truly are just wanting to have a, a message where they can figure out what it is that they need to know for this new year. So the first reading that I'm offering is a free reading. It's from the Moon Magic, where I will draw a card. It's like a direct message from spirit. It's just an energetic check-in for you. Then the second deck that we're using today is the Believe in Your Own Magic. And this is a deck for those of you who you're an underachiever. There's something in you that wants expression direction. You want to move forward and you're not sure how. What I have found it is the core reason for that typically is not knowing your own magic, not knowing what it is that's your purpose or what it is you could possibly do to help the world. Little you, what could you do, right? This is the second reading that's available for you. And then the third reading is our weekly tarot reading. I say weekly because I am here every Sunday with the same setup. And this tarot reading is all about what do we need to wake up to? How can we wake up to even a more joyous and successful new year than we were expecting? The overall theme of the reading ends up being a little bit on a lot of self criticism, feeling embarrassed about something that's happened in the past. I've used this deck several times, never picked up on her rosy red cheeks. And today, when I drew the card out, and I felt, yes, there's some of us that have just been embarrassed by some of our choices. We've been embarrassed by some of the people that we've agreed to have in our life, and we're suffering a little bit. So, if you have any clutter in your mind about mistakes or failures from the past, this particular tarot reading is for you. Okay, so, going back to the drawing board, I'm going to draw one of, I believe in your own magic cards for the collective. So if you have just spun by today, welcome. I'm Catherine, and let's draw a card for you. In order to claim the reading, it's so easy. Just hit the thumbs up. That links our energy in a divine loop, and you will receive the word that's coming from this. Let's take a peek. I'm going to take this one because it's upside down. Because doesn't it feel that way sometimes? Doesn't it feel like your world gets turned upside? I met someone yesterday who was one of the federal workers who didn't get paid for 47 days. And I immediately just went over and put my hand on her shoulder because some of us, we think we have it hard. We do. I mean, some life parts are horrible, but you don't work for someone that stopped paying you, So, and I don't. I mean, I am so fortunate that finances pour into me regularly and frequently. I'm so blessed beyond measure. Some people don't have, and that throws your life up. You might have had a sudden loss. You might have just moved somewhere. The reality is that there's something going on that has changed your life because it has thrown things upside down. But guess who's been watching? And guess who's with you? Spirit, your angels, your guides have been with you. They never leave or the truth. Leap, leap and loved you are. But let's take a look. Yes. Be your own first priority. This could not be a stronger call. So if you just stopped by, you just turned on my channel right now, this is for you. I 100% believe that with my heart. A mural is something that looks like it's alive. Like when you're it's a scenery, it's scenery. Like I think of driving through a city where they took a big wall and they painted a beautiful mural of that city on it rather than just a plain wall. So the time has taken to design and create an artful place that is in memoriam of something. Okay, so let's take a look at this card. What could this mean for you as this new year start? Number one, it's on fire. So we have a castle that is on fire. And that's what I was saying about the energy of having your life turned upside down through no fault of your own. Somebody may have walked out on you. There could have been some cheating involved, something where you felt like your life was together that there was a version of your life that you were living that you had pleasure in, the castle, the garden, and what have you. But something happened and it's burning. This could be a divorce situation where somebody filed divorce and you are truly losing your castle. It could be that somebody has passed away and that when they left your life, it was for you. And you felt in a way like it was so destroyed that nothing else could replace it. And so, if this is you, you have to accept that a time of healing is necessary. That, yes, this thing happened. It wasn't fair and it wasn't your fault. But the only thing you have control of is how you think about it. You cannot control the circumstances. They're uncontrollable, but we are gifted with some incredible tools as a human. We have our imagination and we have mouth, voice, we have our, and those tools are within us. They are our tools. They will not work for us unless we prioritize. What does prioritize mean? Put first. Okay? Be your own first priority. Can you put yourself first? It's a big question. And especially if you're a person who's always taking care of others. As 2026 starts, you can expect that it's going to be a process of rediscovery, of rediscovery. What new is coming your way? Now, what I like here is as she's been working on this mural, she's working our direction, right? So this castle is in the path, it's farthest away. And as she is bravely drawing her future into being, that's what we do here on my channel, where we talk about living as if, we teach about the processes of Neville Goddard, that we can revise, we can create revisions of the storylines of the past, that we can start using our voice, speaking our desires as if they are happening right now. So for this person that's in the card, if I were going to suggest some affirmations for her, this is what I would suggest. Even though I don't know how, I'm learning how to prioritize myself right now. Even though I don't know how, I am decluttering my mindset right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm turning away from the past now. And now I can see, look at how her face, see how her hair is covering. She can't even see the tower out of her peripheral vision. As she keeps drawing these future flowers forward, she will eventually be turned completely our way and be walking away. Right? Is all lost? No, not even close. This is not a black background, it's yellow. And yellow, when it comes to the tarot and oracle cards, yellow is the color of abundance and prosperity. What? How could such tragedy end up in a blessing? I'll tell you from my own personal life, it always works that way. Whatever happens that's terrible, as time goes by, and deciding to declutter my mind, I had to make a decision to stop blaming other people, mostly. I'm 73. I think I've spent 72 and a half of those 73 years blaming people because it's easier and it is their fault. I mean, if my dad wouldn't have done that, well, then that wouldn't have happened. And if my brother wouldn't have done that, well, then that wouldn't have happened. And if that business wouldn't have done that, then I would have been better. No, 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 no. None of that's life is life, and life deals all kinds of stuff, good and bad. My mind is the receptacle for my thoughts over everything that happens. And if I hoard and save the worst thought in my mind, it's a dumpster fire. There's no way you could manifest anything joyful or long lasting. It's against nature. What we need to do is declutter our minds until they're clear, like sweeping out the house, cleaning a dusty house. It's just housekeeping. And then our minds are clear and fresh and waiting for that new development. Okay. So it's an excellent reading for my collective today. Where are you in this process? Are you still in the castle that's burning down? Are you in there screaming for help? Could be where you are today. Or have you left and now you're just trying so hard not to keep looking back? Are you so close to your future that you're actually out for you? Only you know. This is going to be a really good year, you guys, because we can prioritize ourselves. Okay. So thank you. So if you're here right now watching me and you want for me to pull you a card, I will. But this is important. And Dom, I see you here and I'm going to pull your card. And I appreciate what you've been through in this last year. I hope you heard this whole card. This really is for you. I didn't know it until now that I look at it, but this whole situation is for you. Okay, so now I'm going to grab. I'm so glad that you were here to hear this card. It's so special. I'm just going to leave it here. Be your own priority. Because I was just going to turn over here and I was going to say the best way you can prove that you're taking care of your own priority is to register for a reading right now. Make yourself a priority. Click manifestfaster.com. Choose to make yourself a priority for the next 5 minutes. Can you do it? Can you be a priority for yourself for 5 minutes? Let's take a look. Okay. So I'm adding your link so that you can quickly register and take that priority. Take it right now. And let's see, what does Spirit have to say? And I am with permission, with Dom's permission, Dominique, I'm going to ask that I just want to, yes, yes, I want to make sure. Okay, so I want to ask with your permission, just asking Dylan's sweet energy to be here to influence the reading. And I can feel like right now as I'm shuffling, Dominique, I can feel my energy shifting. I feel goosebumps crawling back. Well, I think first of all, the first thing I'm hearing is I'm so proud of you. And I feel like this card really was read for you. And yeah, I've got goosebumps all over my body right now. And I just feel Dylan's energy. Here's the picture. So here again, with what you're going through, the dark is very apparent to me, and the appearance of this moon in the darkness. And also, we don't see a lot of stars in this particular. There's stars to be seen. It's just a black with that moon that's peaking. I do see the colors of this moon being the orange and yellow. And of course, orange and yellow are the colors of fire. So I do feel that spirit is so aware of this experience for you. And I keep getting dumpster fire in my mind, like on repeat. So I feel that this year, probably there's resonance there for you. But let's take a peek at the message. Look at this, Dominique. I see the gateway is open and the pathway is clear. My journey begins. So there is no question in my mind that you're being told that it's okay to move forward. Okay. That a new journey is beginning. And chances are right now that you are in this particular, um, in this juncture where you are right between the old year and the new year. And that you have been making progress in that sense that Dylan was there saying the pride, that he feels, that they feel for you, that even though it has been a dumpster fire for you in many ways, that you are so strong and that you're doing whatever you know to do to clear the path. Now the journey begins. So I feel like it's almost like a permission card where spirit is saying, it's not just a journey where, okay, now I have to find a new partner or some major change. No, no, it's more like accepting the day to day aspect of the beginning of your journey, that your journey begins every day. That's what I'm trying to say. So say that out loud for yourself, Dominique. Would you say out loud, my journey begins every day? Great affirmation. Imagine Dylan standing with you right now. Imagine their hands on your shoulder and imagine yourself being affirmed. You're not walking away from Dylan as you continue your journey. A beautiful thing about spirit is that it's like sticky glue, right? It's like super glue for our most devoted and loved ones that pass. That their spirituality, their energy is not. I heard, do you know who Abraham Hicks is, Dominique, by chance? Abraham Hicks is one of my favorite um, teachers, and I listen to them a lot. Listen to them a lot. And um, they are, it's a channel of intellect from the universe. And Esther Hicks is the person who you hear. The woman's voice, but she was married to Jerry, and Jerry was her life partner, and they created hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of YouTube readings that are very uplifting and teach continually that we have to decide on the daily to decide to be lined up with source, that every day without tuning ourselves into source, we can tune into the clutter of chaos in our minds. And so you would totally love them. If you haven't heard them before, be sure to love them. But what she talked about was when Jerry passed away, which was several years, could be 10 years ago or more. She said something cool. She said, in a way, I feel closer to Jerry now than I did when he was here in physical. And she calls the other side the non physical. So we have physical world, which is us right here, and then the non-physical world, which has our loved ones in a better form. And I thought about that because when a stab of grief comes through me for someone that I've lost, I think, well, wait a minute, how could that translate to help me feel more connected to the loved one who passed? How is that possible? So I tried to sit with it because when I get the sting of the passed on loved one, it hurts my heart still. It's been a year. September 25 was a year. And so when my loved one comes to my mind, I still get tears. I mean, I just get tears and sadness immediately. I just, ugh. But then I thought what Esther said, and I went, that's so interesting. And then I slipped over to think about my mom was a very difficult woman, God rest her soul. And we had our ups and downs. And to be very honest with you, I was much sadder. Or no, well, okay, let me put it this way. I felt way more sadness when my dog died, honestly, than my mom, because she had been so difficult and I did so much work over my lifetime detaching from her and trying to hold peaceful indifference, which I love so much, peaceful indifference. And now with her, I have 100% peaceful indifference. I know part of it is because she is in the non physical right now. So she can't hurt my feelings with her personality anymore. God love her and God love me. But because she can't reach me in physical, I feel safer. And so she died in 2012, and I'm feeling very peacefully indifferent. And so I do feel closer to her. Lee. I do because I feel safe. I never quite put words on it. I'm stumbling a little bit, but I can get it a little bit. Now, with somebody that I still feel sad when they pass, now I know it's possible to translate that pain into something easier. And I look forward to doing it. So, Dominique, I hope this message, I kind of got lost in the message, kind of wandered my way through, but I hope that that is very deeply soothing to you. And remember, I'm here for you. There's lots of readings within my gallery here on my website over on Manifest Fast, where I can serve you personally and deeply appreciate your presence here. And if you ever do need something, you can go ahead and receive any of the paid for readings during this live reading in case that's the only time we're going to cross paths. Thank you so for being here. I appreciate you. Abuta, welcome. It's good to see you. Jungle Samuel. Oh my goodness, Samuel. So it sounds like you have some energy stirred up right now, and I would love to read cards for you. All you need to do is register right here for your free reading and or an ordered reading, no limit. Each of you could have all three readings if you want. Come one, come all. But let me see. I do have, thank you, Dom, for being here. Appreciate you. And Prabhuta. Oh, good. I'm glad to pull a card for you. Something I can understand emotionally to simplify your very interesting. Just take a reminder for those of you who are just joining me. Thank you so much for being here. I deeply appreciate every breath that is taken listening to these readings. So, welcome. There are three readings to receive today. One is a direct message. Universe through our moon magic cards. These are like just an energetic check in, what spirit wants you to know right now. And then, of course, we're using Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck for a little bit of a deeper dive. And then, lastly, and certainly not least, we are doing our Wake Up Tarot, where we're using the tarot to go truly on a more personal and deeper dive for how to start January 1, 2026 in a fruitful and profitable way for you. Right after I finish Prabhuta's reading, I'm going to do a demonstration of the Wake Me Up Tarot. So if you'd like to see how that works, just hang in there. Meanwhile, please do take advantage of this moment in time when you're here and let me pull a card for you. Okay, manifestfaster.com is where you want to go. Prabhuta, let's take a peek. What does Spirit have for you? with the full moon. Do you get to see the full moon? Is your weather clear enough to see it? Because here I am in a part of the world where it was rainy. I did not get to see the full moon. But energetically, I know that it's here because a lot of my emotions are being stirred up. There's certain things I'm facing, and I know I need to release some things. Universe has been showing me in my own readings and in my own meditations. There's some habits that I'm needing to adjust. Also, I on what day was it yesterday? Yesterday, I started on something that I'm very pleased about. I've wanted to be a volunteer somewhere that makes sense for me right now with my schedule and my life. And I found the perfect place. There's a place I can go. You never have to sign up. You just show up. You show up as little or as much as you want. If you have 15 minutes, honest to goodness, I'm not even kidding you, you could walk in and work for 15 minutes. And so it's all it is helping prepare. There's a store called Helping Hands where they feed hungry people. And they also have a very low priced thrift shop attached where people donate, and so they need people to organize the donating stuff. I'm smiling ear to ear. So all I did for 2 hours was I dug into black plastic trash bags and took out clothing and hung it up, and it was so fun. I mean, watching for treasures, the pieces that are so special, and just the feeling in my heart of helping. Easy work. You can't fail. Anybody can hang stuff up. Super easy. And then the people that shop in there, and some of them are homeless, and how humbling that is. And what an easy way for me to have deep appreciation for my sweet little home. Okay. Anyway, why did I start saying all of that? I don't oh, I know, because picking up a new habit, something healthy for myself as a decision for 2026, I am going to go in once a week at least, and I'm going to spread joy at the thrift shop, and I'm so thrilled. So you guys, are you looking for a quick lift of spirit? Find something to volunteer for. Find it. Every community have something, I promise. Okay, Abuta. Yes, volunteering is a life changer. Such good energy. Okay, so Prabhuta, let's see. What is the magic? The moon magic card for you. And if you're here right now and you'd like to have a card, please book it. I would sign up for you. If I was over in your chair, I would book you a reading. Margarita girl is here. Sylvia, bless you. Glad to see you. Did you receive your reading from me? Sensing. Wait a second. I can't. Welcome, welcome, Margarita girl. I trying to. I did a reading, and my mind is. I'm busy here with this reading, but there's someone who ordered a grief reading from me, and they're. I don't know that they received it. If you would on a book a reading, Samuel, 4.99 or $11.11 or free. Okay, so there's a free reading, there's a 4.95 reading, and there is an $11.11 reading, and I'm talking it's US, of course. And so in order to book your reading, all you do is go to that website right there and choose your reading. I'm so glad to see you here, Margarita girl. And now let's go. Where are we here? This is Prabhupada. Oh my goodness. Well, what I'm looking at. Interesting. Honestly, what in the world is that? I'm, I can see the moon, this sliver of the moon. And it's so mysterious. Prabhupada, what in the world? I guess I'm going to say that I'm seeing it as a space vehicle, like a satellite, because it that's all I'm interpreting. And I get to be the interpreter. If you guys can figure out what that is, But anyway, so what I'm seeing here for you, Prabhuta, is that there is when satellites communicate with the Earth, they send a signal, right? And so they are in communication with somebody on the Earth. Sometimes people can live in these satellites for lengthy times, true enough. But for the most part, they are on automatic pilot and somebody on the earth is controlling them. This is the most bizarre reading that I have done. And the girl with her back turned looking up at the night sky. Hi, Lanaya. Let me see. A girl with her back turned looking up at the night sky. You're right. Thank you. I was looking at it upside down. Thank you so much. Ah, let me just give you 8,000 kisses. I love that. Thank you, darling. Because I'm sitting here looking at it upside down and seeing it as a satellite. So, what I want to tell you guys, a couple things. First thing, when I first started reading cards, I was so perfectionistic that if I made a mistake like that, I would be mortified. I'd be like, I'd turn off the camera. I would just be mortified. But now, what I know too with the cards the way they are is that the story always gets told. So I love that it's stargazing, but I'm going to keep looking at it upside down because that's how I picked it. And Prabhuta, I love your energy. I feel like in you bring such light to my readings. I don't know anything about you. I have not met you. You've commented a few. I've had that kindred spirit feeling with you. I feel like you're lighthearted and you're it takes a lot to trouble you. I don't know if that resonates, but I just sense this kindred spirit. And so what I'm sensing when I was sensing the satellite message, I feel silly saying it now, but I'm going to carry through because I feel like that automatic pilot where you're always connected. I feel that's the message for you, my friend, that you may have doubts sometimes, especially when you start a new project or you think about making a major change, that you get so doubtful. It's like, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? You might be an air sign. Sometimes air signs can be um, uh, can have a difficult time processing things. I know I have a Gemini moon, and sometimes when things get very hectic, I have a hard time processing things. And also, I have several Gemini family members, and I have a hard time understanding them. So, what's important for you going forward in 2026 is simply to remind yourself that you are connected. You are connected. So, when you are anytime doubt comes, should I really do this? I mean, for me, for example, did I leave this card upside down or turn it right side up? And it was no question. I mean, I knew leave it upside down. But years ago, I would have fixed it. I would have been blushing. I would have been embarrassed, and the flow would have been interrupted. Because now I get it. When you allow yourself to use a simple affirmation, I am always connected. Anytime you're doubtful or fearful, this is going to be what turns your world backside up, right side up. Because once you're aware and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not alone. I'm connected. This is huge. And I know myself personally, I'm 73 and I still have times when I forget who I am as a spirit being. I forget completely. I am like an animal, because without our soul, our humans would be nothing more than just an animal without our soul and spirits, right? We would just be eating pooping machines. But we're far greater than that. And so when I'm upset, nervous, when my nervous system is dysregulated and I feel horrible, and all my neurotransmitters are racing through my body, causing me all kinds of stress symptoms, I am not in touch with being an energy based being. I am completely running amok. However, if I remind myself, no matter what it looks like, I am always connected, I can instantly ground myself. So, Prabhuta, great message for you. And my darling, who corrected me, what do you say? Lanaya? I'm trying to see your name. Lanaya Kea. You corrected me and helped me to even make a deeper reading. And I just love that. And how you were able to see upside down, it's a person. I love that. And it helps me that it takes a village. I love pulling the cards, but as you can readily see by this example, I made a mistake. And you guys were there helping correct. It made my day. Now, Prabhuta, shall we turn it over and look at the message? I'm always amazed at how much the art teaches on these cards. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. Prabhuta, perfect. And it goes perfectly with my mistaken reading. So I would say for you, my dear friend, I have a feeling that you may be a little perfectionistic, just a little, a little bit where it's hard for you to quit something if it's not done exactly right. And that you do cause some of your own drama. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So forgive. But I just sense that in your desire to help others and your passion for what you do, that you do have just that nagging, it could be better. Why did I do it that way? That little bit of a nagging inner voice. Now, I say that because of the mistaken reading, because this is so cool. You forget who you are spiritually, right? You forget sometimes that you have energetic tools, that you have spirit guides, ancestors, and source to help you, right? Just like me. You and I are kin. And so all we have to do is remind ourselves, even though I don't know how, I understand I'm always connected right now. Even though I don't know how, I am comfortable feeling connected right now. Even though I don't know how, I understand I am connected right now. Instantly will declutter our mind and give enough space where we can see our connection. I think this was the best reading of the whole darn time. 141 minutes in, and I think this is the best reading because it came from a mistake. That is just such. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled and thrilled. Now, Prabhuta, did you resonate with it? Tell my spiritual animal about you and your lives. Prabhuta, I am so glad. That is really, that's a manifestation for me, honestly, because before I set up my readings, I just have to say, okay, let me go back and read the notes. Stargazing, Lanaya, Kay, love it. Thank you. Yes, even I don't know how I found you, to be honest. All the way in Mumbai. Wow. Thank you for spreading word. When you share these readings, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. I am so thrilled. Prabhuta, I want to let you know too that I do private tarot parties for a group of people. Okay. I set it up on WhatsApp and where you can invite guests and I can read cards for everybody. And so if something like that would be fun for you with your friends, man, we could work that out. Okay. I'm aware of the price, the cost differences between different cultures, and I work with you to find a budget. But if you and your friends want to get together and have a private tarot party, I would be thrilled to pieces to provide that for you. So let me just, I'm going to put my, oops, hang on. Let me just put my email address in here for you so you can reach out because that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I would love that. And I appreciate your love and support. And also, I totally understand the kindred spirit of being a bit of a worrywart. Nothing personal. Okay, let me write this down. And for anybody else that's writing and just wants to reach out, please do. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. I should have mentioned it a long time ago, but I am creating a community on WhatsApp. And I'm going to invite all of you regulars, you guys who come so often. I just want to have a place where I could greet you, where you could say hi to me, and we could have more of a relationship because YouTube is really hard, isn't it? I mean, we can't really relate with one another like we do with the rest of our world. So, Prabhuta, if you want to know what it would be like to have a party with your friends, again, I work with you as far as cost goes. Trust me, and I'm aware, very aware. I have several clients in India, and I understand what you guys deal with over there. So, do contact me. Okay, wonderful. I love that. How to simplify your life. I just honestly, I'm kind of gobsmacked that all of that came from a mistake. It's just crazy. Ah, okay, let me take a break for a second, sip some tea. So grateful for you guys today. So fun. Okay, let's go back over here. And thank you, Prabhuta, for getting your reading. And Sylvia's here. Good. I'm glad. I am so glad, Sylvia. And mm, hang on a second. I want to check on something, but I don't want to hang up. Figure out. Can I do that? Okay, I'll be right back. You guys hang in there. Hang in there, por favor. Mm, And we have Midnight Rain. Love that. Midnight. What did you think about that last reading we had? Remember, we talked about raw. Just give me some thoughts. How did that land for you? Have you experimented with any raw lyrics since we had our last reading? I can't help but think of you because it was so interesting. And I think whenever you're doing any kind of artistic work, it's difficult. Many people try to make money from their artistic work and it kills the art. Have you ever had that experience where somebody says, you should be selling those paintings, or you could be recording, you could make money with your music? And then you start to do it, and all of a sudden it's a crash and burn time. You're like, what? How did that happen? And so, that can be a little bit distressing. However, our art is such an important part of what we need to do with our lives. And so it's important to put a voice to your art. If you are struggling, if you're in any kind of artistic block and you're not able to write or you're not able to produce your art, you really do need to try tapping. I do tapping with all of my clients because it's my favorite way to regulate my nervous system. Although meditation is very useful for me and I love it, and I do a lot of meditate daily. I'm a daily girl, but tapping is such a concrete tool for clearing our minds of the clutter that's there from past relationships and what have you. So this is my first reading of 2026. So I am so tickled pink to be here with you guys. And so for Sylvia, we are going to pick one of the divine messages. And I just had a little bird fly up here, a little sparrow, a little brown bird. I'm just saying that because I always pay attention to every animal that shows up outside my window. Okay, so here we go, Sylvia. What does Spirit have for you? I'm just going to shuffle. Anybody who's watching, you're welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Let me pull a card for you. There is no charge. We're doing I'm calling them direct messages from the moon. It's a very provocative moon today. It is in the sign of Cancer. It's very powerful. The emotions are being stirred up right now. And the moon is the queen of our emotional experience. And when we have our moon ceremonies, either full moon or new moon, they're designed to bring us peace, joy, wisdom, and even humor, as was shown in the last card where I read it upside down. And now this is for our dear Midnight Rain. Midnight Rain. First message of 2026. Ooh, nice. Love this one for you, Midnight Rain. Okay. Now, the Strength card in the tarot is very, uh, it's impactful because it shows a woman who is holding the head of a lion open. She is completely relaxed and comfortable. This one's for you, Sylvia. What are you asking that for me? Question. This one is for you. This is for you. The Strength card has the woman holding the head of that lion, opening its mouth, and the woman is calm and relaxed and full of her own confidence. The lion is completely submitted. It's allowing its mouth to be held open because that lion could turn and swallow her in a bite. The lion is bigger, stronger, and more primitive than a human. And if the lion is frightened, it's going to hurt someone. It is. And that's why the card is so, it's like an oxymoron, because you would not expect a woman to be holding the mouth of a lion open. That would take great strength right there. But just the strength of confidence to know she's okay no matter what. Right? And so the lion in that submission suggests the part of your personality that has been holding you back from your artistic realism. Hey, write that phrase down, Midnight Rain. Artistic realism. I love that you're calling yourself Midnight Rain because of tears in the night. And I think that is our midnight rain, isn't it? When we come to grips with a loss, we come to grips with love that has not come true, when all we're wanting is to meet a person and it never it or false starts, forward and backward, midnight rain. A lot of times people cry when they're alone at night. So I feel like in your situation, Sylvia, as you go forward, it's a matter of trusting that you are strong enough, completely strong enough to invest your deepest truth in your music. Okay? Because there's something irresistible about real. And so as you continue to write music, you want to continue to ask yourself, is there any place I can be more raw? Because if the answer is yes, go ahead and try it. And again, like I said, you don't have to do anything with the music that you write in the first month or two of this year because you're practicing and you're getting more comfortable with raw, that it's going to pay off. Shall we turn the card over and see what your blessing is? And courageous and powerful. That looks like a lyric, doesn't it? That looks like a chorus. Because imagine if the verses were like ballads, where the verses tell the story and the chorus tells the truth. Because you are courageous and powerful. You are. All of us can choose to be. And again, it all comes from addressing the clutter in your own mind. Okay. As your mind becomes free, that's where the new garden will grow of the material that you're wanting to produce this year. Recognizing doubtful thoughts, receiving them when you get doubt, fear, unbelief, sadness, any of those feelings, acknowledge them as gifts. That when you have those thoughts, they're songs. And every time you feel blue, it's a song wanting to be born. A very clear and direct message to musicians that are out there and aimed particularly at our friend Sylvia. A midnight rain phrase came from another reader, I said from another client, and I got confused from Margarita Girl. So this is definitely for you, Margarita Girl. And that midnight rain came into my mind, and I the story kind of took itself into a different place. So I apologize. Gosh, that doesn't happen to me often. And so I apologize for that. Man, that came to a whole different story and very direct and clear. These readings are fun because they're so wild today. They're wild, and I'm making errors. So I apologize for that. And it makes me wonder if you are a musician. Yes, you are a musician, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I got confused, but I'm sensing that I did a reading around your music needing to be raw. Okay. All right. Good, good. Because I'm so sorry, but that midnight rain came into my mind, and I know that's another name on the internet that I have seen. But so thank you for your patience and kindness. Yes, definitely. But this does look like a chorus to me, where the in between the verses of true recovery and true just the pain of not finding that partner. Are you a fan of Sam Smith or Ed Sheeran? Because both of those guys too have such unique stories to tell in their songs. Okay, cool. And moving forward, thank you so much, you guys, for being here for these readings. And you can tell by that last one that you can tell that one of my goals, I can just say one of my goals for this new season is to release myself from fearing making mistakes. And also, another lesson that I was learning as I heard myself giving that reading is to not be afraid of taking a break in the reading and just to check my details, because somehow midway through, I was feeling a little bit of confusion, and I thought I didn't want to interrupt the reading, but I could have, just to look and make sure. And also, you guys, when you book in for readings, you have different names than your YouTube readings. And sometimes that's something I need to keep track of. Okay, let's see. I feel like doing another tarot reading. So if you're watching right now, let me explain. This full moon in Cancer, opportunity to let go of something, to be able to move forward, make progress. Is it money? Is it love? What is it that you're hoping for in 2026? My deep dive reading is available for the collective at no cost, which I'm so tickled, and I'm going to draw tarot for you right now. And it is a demonstration, because if you have time and you can hang out and let me read cards for you, it's just $11.11 for me to pull tarot for your situation. However, this is a demonstration, good for all, especially here. If you want to claim this reading, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. That will link us together energetically. And then just sit back and receive this message as if it's 100% for you. Okay. What are we not seeing here? New Year's starting. The Spirit has plans for us. How do we cooperate instead of run away? What does Spirit want for us? And I have one card. This is the bottom of the deck. This can be a game changer, something you're not seeing. And also, I just feel this, whoopsie, I just feel that this moon card is such a beautiful match to these cards, isn't it? And so I'm going to include a moon card at the end of this demonstration. Okay, so if you're here just joining me, if you're a visitor, welcome. I'm Catherine. This is a reading for you, what to expect in 2026. And we have the Eight of Swords. So somebody is watching who's feeling a little trapped, feeling a little trapped. This could be you, or it could be somebody you know, be somebody that you love deeply, and they are trapped. And it's so hard to see them being trapped because you can't help. You might have a family member who's incarcerated and that their life is so messed up. They have really made some mistakes that have hurt them badly. But this is a card of frustration and fear. She's got a blindfold on. She doesn't realize that if she just stood up, she'd be free. So, as I started the readings today with this theme of escaping from our own low perspective of our low self esteem, not believing in ourselves, being so nervous and anxious all the time and afraid of our own shadow, that type of mindset is something that we can take care of. We can take off our own blindfold, her hands are free, and then we could crawl up through the opening because we would see it and walk away. And she's so fooled by her thoughts about her situation, she can't figure out a way to be free. Now, our minds can become cluttered with fear and doubt and frustration when we're going through a really hard thing. We can get so, our minds can get so busy thinking thought after thought of defeat and unhappiness that we're lost. This might be you right now. You may have had a great loss. Something's happening. You're listening to this reading thinking, wow, exactly what I'm sensing. Welcome to our world here at Pattern Breaker, because birds of a feather flock together. There's no accident that you're hearing this reading. Let's see what else is here. The Page of Cups. This is the good news. So here we are, where there's a sense of being lost, can't find my way. How will I go out? But this new year promises a time of learning to be reconnected, learning to connect to ourselves, to our own heart, to our confidence, and a way to stop being embarrassed about your mistakes. The reason I say that is because on the card box today, I noticed for the first time, because I've used this deck a lot, but these red marks on the face to me were suggesting about being embarrassed, right? Being embarrassed about something. That can be self torture. Don't make a mistake again. Don't do it again. You might be embarrassed. Yikes. That can lock you into a jail for life. I know a man, he was like 65 years old, and he blushes when he gets embarrassed. He has been carrying pain about that his whole life. Even now at 65, he's a hermit. He lives by himself because he's afraid of what people will think if he's embarrassed in that. Right? So here I see that the cups, which is the suit of emotions, and it is a sign of royalty. It's a court card, meaning that there's a promise of process. You might want to write that down. A promise of process that you will learn to reduce your embarrassment, honestly. Once you start decluttering your mind, using your energy tools with tapping, script writing, affirmations, all the beautiful manifesting tools, you will start to learn to appreciate yourself. Look at how the bag says, love you. Yes, love you. You be loved by you. And this embarrassment, look, it's reflected in the cup. Once you start appreciating yourself and kind of chuckling, like, oh, look, there I went again. Oh, like I just did a reading where I confused something. And I used to, I mean, my old Catherine, I would have not gone forward. I would have been her. But it's just you make a mistake. You get up and dust off your clothes and keep going. That's all. And so this year is going to be very helpful for you. Slowly but surely, you will see the truth. You'll realize how powerful you can be. You'll take off your own blindfold and you will release yourself. You will learn how to love yourself, how to have patience, how to speak your truth without apology. I promise. Because why? Decision. If this resonates with you, hit the thumbs up, join, make that decision to how do I say, renovate? Yeah, renovate and restore your own self concept, renovate and restore your own idea about yourself, renovate and restore your own story, your own life. Truly, this is what you're not seeing. Let's take a peek. The Hierophant. You desire, right? The book of knowledge, being connected to spirit in such a deep way that your confidence is forever changed. Look at the difference here. At that, from being locked away, alone, disenchanted, discouraged, and completely victim to a cluttered mind. We humans have a tendency to hoard our hurt feelings. We do. And that puts us here every time. And as we take the steps, use the tools, so important for you to regulate your nervous system. You're going to hear me talking a lot about that because I teach the energy tools that will help you learn how to do that. And it's helping me. And if it helps me, it can help anyone. The keys to the kingdom. The Hierophant is the card that does suggest that a marriage is likely. And so I noticed the ring on her finger. So if it is marriage that you have been desiring, let's do that. Let's allow spirit to declutter your mind. Let's renovate and renew your imagination. Move the pain out and start painting a picture of the future that you desire. No, it's not too good to be true. It is not. The news I'm giving you should feel like a relief, like this girl. And she would say, you mean there's still hope for me? L to the S. What you're not seeing is that every step you take to use your energy tool is one step closer to getting what you really, really want. Everything that we want is within the scope of right outside your window, right there, ready for you to stand up, walk toward, and receive. Wonderful. This is so great, you guys. Gosh, I got to quit. It's been long. My phone's running out of juice, and I need to refresh my tea and have a little lunch. But today's readings have been outstanding. From the very first one, the call from that reading to the collective, incredible. And now our closing call. And here, these two cards together are just so beautiful. And that spirit reaches through the world, the whole world full of humans, gazillions of humans. And yet, this finger of God coming right there for you right now. It's possible through tarot, through any energy tools, churches, religions, everything is reaching for that same goal to help you feel more connected to the divine. Even the worst things that are happening are just opportunities to ask ourselves, can we be a little closer to the divine right now? Now, if there's anybody listening, if you just tuned in, if you want me to pull you a moon card, I can do it. Okay, right before I go, I know it's my last reading of the day, but if you want to have a divine moon magic card, it's absolutely no charge, and I can do that for you. But you just have to register in the next 1 minute. Okay, so here we have our beautiful promise for the end of the year. Let's see what the blessing is. I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. Gorgeous. I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. This is the lesson that Spirit is handing to the person who feels trapped. Nobody wants you to step out of this trap into another one. Nobody wants you to step out of this trap to step into another one. Hey, Mala recipes, welcome. I can. You just need to register. If when you register for this reading, I can read for you. Otherwise, there's no readings without registration. And back over here. So as you and Spirit get together, and you guys have a meeting, okay, where you and Spirit get together, whatever that means for you, through a reader or through journaling, through your own prayer time, and look and see what needs to be changed in your life and begin to take the steps in that direction. Your learning is going to bring such relief to you. You're going to love how Spirit sees you because Spirit sees you completely different than you see yourself. Spirit sees you as a divine, precious child of God. And if you're having a hard time, Spirit surrounds you with loving opportunity for change, even being here right now, listening to these words. Because once you do get things straightened out and understand that Spirit has your back, you will be given the keys to the kingdom. Choose wisely where you put the energy of your mind in 2026. Okay. Excellent. You guys, love you. You have been terrific. Thank you so much for being with me today. I will be back in a few days with another reading. I'm here every Sunday for our free tarot party, and I appreciate your being here with me today. Go forth and prosper. I love you all so much. I wish we could sit down and have a cup of tea together, but that's a little hard to do when we're so far apart. But imaginary tea, we can certainly do. So go forth and prosper. Be sure to check out my gallery of all the readings that are available. I would love to serve you in that way. I also go on live where you can call me up just like you call up friend or neighbor. I actually answer the phone when you call, and you'll be able to check all of my services out at manifestfaster.com. Holding you up with such love and respect for you today. There's a nice little portal to jump in. See you next time. Bye now.